Am I the asshole? For redecorating my house and upsetting my husband's late wife's parents? My husband, formerly widowed, and I have been together for 3 years, married for 1. His late wife passed 7 years ago and they were high school sweethearts. My husband and I met a few years after she passed and we had a great relationship. His former in-laws also really liked me, although it seemed they were a little possessive about my husband and their daughter's memory, but I was considerate of their grief. So I didn't mind that much. I moved to my husband's home that he once shared with his late wife and sold the one I bought. Now, since I was his wife, we both wanted the house to reflect our shared memories, our life together and our shared tastes. We were very excited to renovate and redecorate our walls, the floors, and replaced all the furniture to complement the new decor. I am also friends with an interior decorator and we used the money I got from the sale of my old house towards redecorating our home. It was a very romantic experience in a way. We put up our photos, paintings that I drew, new nameplate and stuff. His late wife's parents were visiting town to see some of their grandkids from his late wife's brother who lives in the same city as us, and we invited them over for dinner. Immediately upon entering the home, their mood changed. The mother especially became very upset and almost aggressive. She started accusing me of erasing their daughter's memory. I tried to be understanding and told them that we both undertook this project together to reflect the life we share as a couple and that it was important for both of us to have a fresh start at life. She became increasingly livid and told me that it doesn't look like she even lives here. Why did you have to put the wedding photos away? At this point I've had enough. I told her that her daughter does not live here. We do. We are married and I'm so sorry she's gone and she is hurting, but this is my house too and we can make it look like however we wish. My husband and his former Phil tried to calm the situation down, but she ran away with tears in her eyes. I feel terrible that she was hurt, but is it really my fault? Am I not supposed to have a normal married life with my own husband? Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. I'm disappointed that you were fighting this battle when it should have been your husband who spoke to her. Many people who have second marriages choose to not move into a former home but instead buy a new one together where it is new for both of you. I think this would have worked better. Why were those people invited over? Not the asshole. It's normal to want your home to reflect your husband's life together and tastes. It's your home. On the flip side, it's also normal for someone to be upset when something their daughter was a part of is now gone. She went too far blaming you, but it's understandable she would be upset. It's not your fault though. It's something she just needs to work through. It's not fair for her to take it out on you though, as if you did something wrong. You're the asshole. When I first read your post I was on your side. Then I read your comments and they were crazy. You did not just redecorate, you pressured him into getting rid of anything that would remind him of her, including all photos. That's creepy and weird. Not the asshole. It's understandable that she'd be upset, but that's not on you. It was appropriate for you and your husband to redecorate. Give her some time. Hopefully she'll come to understand that the redecorating is no reflection on her daughter or the life she shared with your husband. It's possible she won't get over it, and they'll drift away from your husband, and that's okay, too. None of that is a reflection on you or your husband in any way. You're the asshole. I am shocked you won't allow him to visit her grave. If you died, wouldn't you want to be remembered? After reading OP comments here, I feel sorry for her husband's late wife's family. They would be best to go North Carolina with her, which I am sure would make her happy. You're the asshole. Your comments reveal you are rotten to your core. You're the asshole. This is personal, let it go. Info: did your husband not give his former in-laws a heads up he was redecorating? Did his late wife's in-laws financially help them, as a couple, buy the house? If you both wanted a fresh start, why didn't your husband move into your house, or you both sell your homes, and buy a new one together? I was about to give you an out since you have a right to decorate your home, but then I read your responses. You're cold, possessive, emotionless. That man had a loved one die. He didn't get a divorce. He never stopped loving his deceased wife. He just learned to deal with the loss. It's quite unhealthy and odd to not have even one picture of the deceased loved one. It's like you're jealous of a dead person. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. Your comments are disgusting. You're the asshole based on your comments. Jesus Christ. FYI, she's not his ex-wife, no matter how hard you keep trying to compare this situation to a divorce. She's his first wife. I was going to say not the asshole, but based on your comments, I'm going to say you're the asshole. You're the asshole for your rule that there can't be anything from his life with her at all. Pretending like someone's late spouse didn't exist at all is messed up and totally an our thing to do. Let him have some freaking photos or mementos of the many years of his life that happened before you, jeez. Surprised by the number of not the asshole responses here. Op's wording gives away her attitude to her husband's deceased wife when she describes him as formerly widowed. No, he is still widowed, but is also remarried. Also, saying she didn't mind that much about the former in-law's grief. About their own daughter. What a prize. Op, your husband should have dealt with this discussion with his first wife's parents. But I expect their reaction is likely due to more info you haven't provided, and that they have had the impression for a while that you're trying to erase the memory of their daughter. You're the asshole. You're the asshole, based on comments, where the Lede has been buried. It's not healthy to try to eradicate all evidence of a previous marriage. I'm sure her husband has not forgotten the love of his life, but they have come to some sort of an agreement whereby there are no photos of her nor does he visit her grave. You're the asshole, and if I was Mill I'd question if the timeline you gave is truly factual. Imagine hating a dead person. Couldn't be me. You're the asshole for your comments below. Very odd. There's something not quite right in the tone of your thoughts about your husband and his deceased wife. Cold. Unfeeling. Robotic. Nothing wrong with redoing the house, but not even allowing one photo of his deceased wife is not healthy. Good Lord, read Op's comments before deciding. What relationship does she bear to him? Wife? No, that's me. He doesn't consider her an important part of his life anymore. To him, she feels like an old friend who died. AITA. Not the asshole. It's your home now, with your new husband. You were harassed and yelled at, so it's perfectly understandable that you lost your patience. Anyone would after some time. I do understand their pain and even what made them react how they did as they saw the house as a sanctuary of their daughter, and seeing it changed was a painful reminder of it. My suggestion is, when everyone calm down, and if your husband is okay with it, to give them some of her belongings, like wedding photos, or make copies of it for them. Based on this post? Not the asshole. Based on your actions? Not the asshole, but could be much more sensitive to grieving parents. Based on your other absurd comments in this thread? Definitely you're the asshole, and likely bullying your husband into repressing memories and affection for someone he once loved. After reading your comments, I'm going to say you're the asshole. You won't even allow him to visit her grave. If this marriage lasts, I'll be very surprised. You're the asshole. Do you love the drama and attention or something? Why are you meeting and spending time with your husband's late wife's family? Are you really wondering why it would be upsetting for parents to see their deceased child's husband remarried and her home fully redecorated? Like, why the FCK did you invite them over? When parents' children die, they typically will not even touch their room. It's too emotional. They will keep everything in its place forever. Don't invite a dead woman's parents over to her home that you erased her memory from after marrying her husband, and you won't have to worry about being an R. It's really that simple.